everything I do is about love. And I think what I'm doing would not be possible without love, whether it be me loving what I'm doing or people loving me, because my artwork is not angry work. Like even the most angry art pieces aren't even angry, just because love just has that much of an overreaching theme in my work. So it's always that ability to always, the thought to always think of better, the thought to always see the silver line, the thought to always see the light at the end of the tunnel is because love exists.
At what age do you think you became an adult?
I feel like 17-year-old me would say college, but 22-year-old me would say 22-year-old. That's when I was working on Wall Street, finished with college. That's when like real world problems hit. I've always had the support of my parents, but at the same time, like there's a whole different sense of responsibility in the future. College, you're thinking about the next few months. You're thinking about how to pass this test. But now, as an adult in your early 20s, I start thinking about where am I going to be in a few years? How am I going to make sure my future is set the way you need it to be set? I don't do what I do to be average. I try to push limits. I try to step across that line that people say don't cross. I love crossing that line.
Where do you think that comes from? Does that have something to do with like, you know, growing up in Harlem? Does it have something to do with you being a black man, your experiences?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know my mother's always told me to do that. I want to just be happy. My mother always said, do what you want, you can figure out the rest later. I don't know if it's a little bit of arrogance or just like, listen, what are you really going to do about it? People don't dream anymore. People dream of making money. So for everybody who's afraid to dream, they don't understand so many things that are around you. Everything has been invented. Lights you guys have, sneakers you guys have, all these cameras you have in your hand. If someone didn't dare to push the envelope, we'd still be in a black room. What do you call it, a dark room? We'd still be in a dark room. Just imagine the first person trying to explain what he thought the internet would have been. The first person who thought of that idea. How crazy did that sound? But technology moves and things happen. And then from there, like something that seemed so off the wall 10 years ago, it's normal now. Remember Amadou Diallo, Adam Lima, Sean Bell, like everything that I remember growing up. It took a lot.
This took a lot out of you.
Going through photos, and that's the big part of the research.
Okay.
The research and having the printouts and cutting. Once all of that stuff is done, I'm sitting there with a cut piece of wood and all my prints and my coding material. These I do, like these are my drop code pieces, I call them.
Okay.
They're pretty much a summary of how my last year has been. So 2014, 2015, 2016 so far. So what these are the drop codes I've used and painted on, and I take drop code and I make art piece out of it. Like in this drop code, you can probably see so much work, but you don't know it's there. Like, see the yellow there?
Yeah.
Like look at the round. It's a letter R. You ever see that big piece that did in Harlem Hospital?
Yeah.
It says Art Lives in Harlem?
Yeah.
It's just done on this. That's why you see the R there, or that's why you see different colors. The T is over here somewhere. There's so many pieces I've done over the last year that were done on this.
Okay.
And this whole last year was just about living, dreaming, and inspiring. I had to cut all these into strips. Like, this is not one piece of paper. That's 3 pieces of paper. I had to cut.
Yeah.
And then align to make sure they all line up to complete the entire picture.
Is it therapeutic for you? Like when you're in the zone doing
All
it?
day. All day.
It doesn't feel like work. It's just kind of like you figure it out as you're going.
Yeah, absolutely not. This is one of my favorite series. No one ever catches that.
Yeah. So this one is
This is details. I'm huge to do.
Yeah.
Huge. One of the jazz things I've always listened to years.
So you just grew up listening to him always, probably.
Always. Without a doubt. And just this being something completely different in the sense that all my work has a coach.
Okay.
And people always miss this one. They think, oh, you know, what happened to this one? There's no chord on this one. Because
this is actually Braille you were saying.
So people maybe think, oh, is that his signature? It's letters, so maybe he's onto something. But
Right, something else.
most people catch it. They don't know what it says, obviously.
Right.
But most people, some people don't catch it. I did not catch it. Love has always been something that's just been around and been in place from like my mother just always do what you want to do and always just being there for me. My father, my girlfriend, for the last 6 years she's been there with me.
Right.
From the time I was making artwork in my house to when we come home and lights were off because neither one of us were making money. To just going to shows and her waiting in the car so I don't get a ticket or just whatever, maybe she's always been there. Like without that, I wouldn't be here either.
And that is a wrap.
Justice League.